I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's reading. I'm your host, Atkinson1020, and that's all I got. Hello, hello. Aranel, thank you for resubscribing for 5 months. That's many months. I appreciate it. Thank you. How are you? And Hicks, how are you? I hope your workout has started off well. Maybe you're just getting down, to the machines now. Who knows? Oh, I did not turn on my fan. This isn't going to work out. Hold on. Okay. The fan is on. So, again, how's your voice? Well, it's, tolerable with the right amount of tea. Or fluid in general, for that matter. So, it's a thing. I go see my doctor on Monday, so I'm hoping she has, something up her sleeve. Rio, what the heck? Hey, is there a swing by real quick to send good vibes so things are improving? 1,000 bits. Rio, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Seriously. And yes, that is the big reveal for tonight. We're going to be doing a puzzle. So, Hick says, yep, just getting started. We'll be lurking, not on the laptop. That's okay. You'll get to see what this is all about. So, I just posted a link. That link is to the puzzle. So even if you can't like be in here but you want something to do on the side, that is a community puzzle, which is really it's perfect for tonight because the puzzle is of a magic shop / street. So, Stunt Papa, hello. How are you, sir? I felt bad about having to do a lurky-loo. It's okay.
Hey, Atkinson.
Yeah. What's up?
You have someone lurking.
That's okay. We like lurkers.
Okay, great. Enjoy your lurk.
Yes, enjoy your lurk, Rio. Thank you for stopping by and lurking and dropping 1,000 bits. You didn't have to do that, but God bless your heart, okay? Let's see. What I missed. Stunt Papa says, Arnell, thanks for this shout out. Unfortunately, I don't stream. It's Stunt Mama that streams. Yes, there you go. So, please shout out yourself. Shout out Rio. Shout out Stunt Mama. Absolutely. Oh. I don't know how long we're going to read tonight. Yes, Stunt Mama. That's correct. Just got to do the SO part. But, yeah. Anyway. Should be fun. So, yes, I posted a link. Let me post it one more time. So that link will get you to the puzzle that you see on screen. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. So, this puzzle here, this is what it's eventually going to look like. Right there. If you see that. It's 360 pieces. And it's really cool because all you have to do is click and drag, and then click again to release it. The really fun part is when you find two pieces that connect together, you don't have to guess. It will tell you that they belong together. Unfortunately, I don't have a good example in front of us, but the idea, like, let's show an example that doesn't work. So, we know, for example, that these two pieces don't go together. If it did, something would pop up on the screen to tell you to, hey, go ahead and put that in place. So, y'all have fun with the puzzle. And, Gariki, hello. So, yeah. You guys can do that while I'm reading. Let me just shrink this down a little bit. Back down to size. And, of course, what would this stream be without Stream Raiders? So let's go over there and get that started. So much to do. So much to do. And Dark Angel, hello. Hi. Welcome in. How are you, madam? Let's see. What do we want to do here? Yeah. Let's play with some bows and arrows, shall we? Ooh, I get to upgrade my archer now. I'm just gonna make it really easy. Really easy. There you go. Just do the thing with the stuff. Can't make it any simpler. Dark, aka Jenna, in honor of your book, I don't know if you heard, but we're doing a puzzle, an online puzzle that you see on my screen. And because this is a magical Pixie magic book, I picked out a magic shop style puzzle, and as you can see on the screen, if you jump in, you can start moving pieces around and do your own little puzzle. So that'll be there for you while I read. He did ban someone. Yes, he banned a bot. Joint effort. Effort to. Oh, goodness. This tea is like soothing for the soul. And mainly my throat. So we'll definitely do one whole chapter tonight. I can't promise we'll do two. So let's just pray that my throat holds out. Okay? Okay. With that being said, I'm cracking open the book. But before I start reading it officially, let me do the recap of what happened last time. So, in Pixie Dust last time, we read chapters 7 through 9. Jane, our main character, is now starting to really get into the groove of school. And she's actually doing a whole lot better than she thought she would. Because she was really nervous. She knows nothing about the Pixie world, but she's learning. She's picking things up. She's smart. And she's actually performing way better than she thought she would. Something else that happened unexpectedly was the Fall Festival, which is a dance. Normally she wouldn't be able to go because it's for 3rd and 4th grades only, unless you're invited. And of course, she was.
Hey, Atkinson.
Yeah, what's up?
You have someone lurking.
Oh, that's okay. Lurk away. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Enjoy your lurk.
So, Thomas, who she's like totally smitten with, was the one that invited her to go to the dance. But the problem was, the dance is on a weekend, and normally she has to be home cleaning and working for Marie, her stepmother. So, she thought for sure she wasn't going to be able to go. However, through Mr. Tweedle's magical pixie dust and a well-written letter, she was convinced to let Jane go. But even more than that, while Jane was home, she basically spent a whole bunch of time with Robert. Robert was the new stable hand that was hired on a few chapters ago. And the last time Jane and Robert spoke, it didn't end well. But this time around, they actually started to get along a little bit. But interestingly enough, Jane has learned quite a few different spells. And she started using those with the risk of being caught. Thankfully she didn't. Robert didn't catch on, or at least that's what we're led to believe. And Robert was just left being stunned and amazed at her amazing abilities to work as fast as she could and lift things that were really heavy. So, there you go. So now, we're at chapter 10. Puts, not puts. Did I miss something? I probably did. That's okay. I see a few of you are already getting started on the puzzle. That's great. Enjoy that in the background. If anyone needs the link, just let me know. I will post it in chat. Oh, in the lurk response. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I see it. Typo. Oh well. Put is on sunglasses. Alright, so we're at Chapter 10. The Harvest Festival. This puzzle thing is really cool. It fits the stream perfectly. Yeah, and I can't take credit for it. There's another streamer that started doing this, and I was like, this is amazing. So I checked it out for a few weeks, and I was like, you know what? Yep, I gotta do it. Got to do it. Okay. Chapter 10, the Harvest Festival. Sunday evening came quickly. I was too excited to wait at the front door, so I walked down to the front gates to meet Dr. Tweedle. It wasn't long before his carriage appeared. "Good evening, Jane," he said, taking off his top hat and tipping it to me. "I'm surprised to see you out here. Am I taking you to the school or Jewel Caverns?" he asked, hopefully. "Marie said that I was allowed to go." I smiled at him as I accepted his outstretched hand. With the use of a teleporting charm, we were suddenly outside of the Jewel Caverns. Once we entered the cave, Dr. Tweedle looked over at me. "We will go to Timothy Murray's shop. He always has the best deals." I nodded my head, just grateful to be here. Mr. Murray was behind the counter, greeting us as we entered. "Miss Fitzgerald, to what do I owe this pleasure?" Mr. Murray asked, making me blush. "Jane was invited to the Harvest Festival, Timothy," Dr. Tweedle answered for me. "We are here to pick out a dress." "What did I tell you, Oliver?" I knew she would be asked. Let me show you the new arrivals," he said, leading us to the back of the shop. "I have a nice selection of dresses that just came in." Different types of dresses were thrown my way, overwhelming me instantly. So many wonderful, lacy, frilly dresses, all for me to try on. I disappeared into the changing room multiple times, trying every single dress, until I came across a light blue one. It had short frills over the shoulders and glitter cascading to the bottom. The dress was a ball gown, and I felt like a princess for the first time in my life. I didn't see a slave girl when I looked in the mirror. The tale of Cinderella my father used to read to me came to mind, and I smiled, because for once in my life, I was going to a fancy ball. So I'm imagining that this dress on the front is probably that same dress. For those of you that can still type, how does my voice sound? I just want to check in before I keep going. "That dress is beautiful on you, Jane," Mr. Murray said as I stepped out of the changing room. "Not bad, Stomp Papa? Okay, good." "I do love it," I replied as I spun around to look at my reflection in the mirror. "So, is this the one? What do you say, Oliver?" "All right. What do I owe you?" Dr. Tweedle asked, smiling, as he inclined his head toward Mr. Murray. "I'll tell you what," Mr. Murray said, pulling Dr. Tweedle off to the side so I wouldn't be able to hear. I was curious about their conversation, but I went back into the changing room to put on my clothes. When I re-emerged, Dr. Tweedle had collected the dress, and he smiled at me. "I've already paid. Come along so I can get you back to school." I stared at him in awe. But Dr. Tweedle, how much did this cut into my funds? I asked with concern. No need to worry about that, Jane. It is all taken care of. Dr. Tweedle motioned his hand to quiet me. I followed him out of Mr. Murray's, shocked by his response. The trip up into the clouds was perfect as I held the dress close to my body. Nothing could ruin my happiness at this moment. When I got up to my room, Josephina wanted to see my dress, so I modeled it for her. The glitter shone under the lighting, and I turned in a circle, showing her every inch of the blue fabric. The dress is so beautiful, Josephina said as she lightly touched the belled-out bottom. You're so lucky. I wish you were going as well. This won't be as fun without someone to share it with, I replied. No, don't go feeling guilty. You're going with Thomas Whitmore, one of the most handsome boys in this school. I know you'll tell me all about it, all the way down to the last detail, Josephina said as she got under the covers of her bed. I slipped out of my dress and hung it securely in the closet. As I climbed into bed, I couldn't help but imagine what the dance would be like, and I fell asleep with a smile. And I took a drink. The week seemed to crawl as I anticipated the dance. Every day after dinner, I snuck off to the library where I promised to meet Thomas. I was beginning to worry that he had changed his mind. On Wednesday, he finally appeared. Thomas, I thought you had reconsidered, I softly whispered when he stood beside the table. He grabbed my hand and led me between two bookshelves in the back, away from the eyes of Miss Pierce. Why would I change my mind on someone as beautiful as you? He asked. I felt myself blush pleasantly all over. Will I be escorting you to the Harvest Festival? Yes, I replied. Good, he said, looking into my eyes. I'm glad you can go. Thomas reached up to brush a strand of my blonde hair back into place. He was leaning very close to me. I felt my heart rate quicken as I stared up into his deep blue eyes. Was he going to kiss me? Right here between the two musty bookshelves? I had never been kissed before. The thought of it made me nervous, but I wanted him to. His long lashes played on his cheeks as he blinked. The spicy scent of his cologne delighted my nose. I wanted to be impulsive and just throw myself into his arms, but I hesitated. Not sure of myself. He probably knew everything about kissing and romancing, and I didn't want to make a fool of myself. Suddenly, he paused and backed away from me. I tried not to look disappointed as his eyes traveled over my face. What is your room number, so I can properly take you to the dance? He asked. My mind went blank. It was hard to think about anything at that moment with him only a few feet away. My room number is 114, I told him, finally remembering. The dance starts at 7, so I'll come by then, he said, smiling at me. Until Sunday. He backed away from me even further. Until Sunday, I mimicked breathlessly. Good night, Thomas. He winked at me in his classical way as he left the library. Feeling weak-kneed, I sank to the floor and propped my back against the bookshelves. Why hadn't he kissed me? Did I do something wrong? Should I have made the first move? No, that would have been completely unladylike. Maybe Emily was right, I thought, sadly. Maybe I knew nothing about men. I returned to the room to find Josephina sitting on her bed waiting. Was Thomas there? She said anxiously. Every day she posed the same question. Yes, he was. I told him I could go, I said, smiling as I recalled his face. Oh, you'll have a great time. But remember, you have to mentally document everything. I shook my head and smiled at her as I pulled my pajamas out of the closet. I promise I will let you know every single detail, down to the color of the decorations. I won't be able to wait until Sunday evening to tell you everything. Hopefully, Betty Ann won't be hateful. Oh, she will be, so just be careful, Josephina warned. Don't worry, I will, I promised. Folks, I can tell you right now, this is going to be a one-chapter evening, unfortunately. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9.5 pages left, give or take. And, the first few pages are already doing me in, so. Thank you for that hydrate. No worries, friend, you get your rest and feel better. Yeah, it's just my voice. I'm still gonna be gaming afterwards, Stump Papa. It's just my throat, that's all. It's super annoying. Saturday came, and soon I found myself alone in my room, trying to get ready. I missed Josephina's insistent chatter and wished she had stayed. I combed my long, straight blonde hair until it shone. Gaming? Yes. Myself, Stunt Mom, and Stunt Papa are gonna do some offline gaming, just to hang out and have some fun. Smiling at my reflection in the mirror, I rose from the vanity table and straightened the long skirt of my dress. Everything seemed so perfect, but I couldn't help feeling sad that my best friend wasn't here. I had said my goodbyes to Josephina yesterday. She had hugged me, had told me to have a good time. Don't trip on that long dress, she had joked. I now swallowed the lump in my throat as I gazed at my reflection. The loud knock sounded on the door, making me jump. With a deep breath, I answered the door. Thomas stood there in a very dapper in a white suit. His blonde hair fell across his forehead, making him look even more dashing. It was hard to look away from his sparkling eyes. He was devastatingly handsome, and I couldn't help but smile. I still couldn't believe he was my escort. You look so beautiful, Thomas said with a playful grin as he slipped a ring of white flowers onto my wrist. Thank you. They're lovely, I said, examining the flowers. Just like you, he complimented me again. Are you ready to go, my lady? He extended his arm to me, and I slipped mine through his. I lifted my head, feeling prouder than I ever had. On Thomas's arm, I followed him down the steps. Down the steps from the 4th floor to the main hall. The dance was taking place in the main hall and the dining hall, so we would make our grand entrance on the staircase. Around the balustrades were fall leaves and bright reds, oranges, and yellows. Below me, the dance was already underway. "Are you ready?" Thomas asked as he glanced at me. I nodded my head vigorously, and he winked at me. We descended the steps, and I felt like royalty. I was expecting someone to announce our arrival, just like the balls in storybooks. My heart fluttered as I noticed some of the students glance up at us, and I prayed that I wouldn't fall. I was so nervous with all the attention. I wished I had cast a calming charm before I had left my room. Thomas led me through the gigantic crowd toward the buffet tables. The decorations were so beautiful, and everything looked so crisp, like a fresh autumn day. The light fixtures were decorated with the same leaves that had adorned the balustrades. Bales of hay with pumpkins decorated the edges of the dance floor. Excitement seemed to pulse and vibrate through the floor. Thomas poured a cup of punch from the flowing fountain and handed it to me. I took a sip, and it pleasantly burned my throat. "This is different from any punch I have had before," I commented. Thomas pulled me close and whispered in my ear, "That's because alcohol was added to it. Shh. Don't tell anyone. We don't want the teachers to know. They don't allow drinking at school functions. I can trust you to keep a secret, can't I?" I found myself nodding my head, even as I put my glass down, promising myself not to have any more. "Come on, let's dance. I will be the first on your dance card," Thomas said, grabbing my wrist and penciling his name on my card. Then he began dancing me back into the crowd, right after he downed a glass of punch. He spun me around in the middle of the floor and pulled me into his arms. As we whirled around, I realized Thomas was a great dancer. He had rhythm and never lost the beat. Our first waltz was wonderful. After the first dance, we took a break, and Thomas went back over to the punch bowl. He offered me another glass, but I refused it. Thomas just shrugged and downed both glasses. Other young men tried to approach me to fill in the dances on my card, but they strangely turned away when Thomas spoke to them. Even though Thomas had escorted me to the Harvest Festival, it seemed improper for him to not let anyone else dance with me. Perhaps he just wanted me all to himself, and planned on dancing every dance with me. "Hello, Tom. I see you couldn't resist bringing riff-raff to this dance." Betty Ann cackled as she came up to the refreshment table with a handsome, dark-haired boy. "You really need to stop feeling sorry for unfortunates." Thomas didn't reply and sipped his punch instead. Betty Ann pushed her way past me toward the punch. She took a sip and didn't seem surprised by the taste. Betty Ann then faced me. "Are you having fun, Jane?" I gave her a cold look. "Yes, until you showed up," I replied. "Now, Jane, don't be so nasty." Betty Ann said in a voice that was shockingly similar to Marie's. "Don't worry, you'll regret that comment. Come on, Adam, let's dance," Betty Ann said, tugging on Adam's tie. "Let's go, Jane," Thomas said, using one hand to lead me to the dance floor, while his other hand clung to the glass of punch. Once we were on the dance floor, Thomas whirled me to the beat again. Despite Betty Ann's comments and threats, I began to enjoy myself. After one of the faster dances, the band played a slow waltz. Thomas pulled me closer. I stared into his eyes, feeling so content and happy for the first time in my life. This night was magical, and I didn't care what Betty Ann had to say. As we spun around, Thomas got a silly grin on his face, causing me to wonder what he was thinking. Switching to water. All of a sudden, his hand slipped down my back, stopping in an improper place. Instantly, I grabbed at his hands and moved them back up into position. "What are you doing, Thomas?" I asked. He just stared at me with a dumb smile on his face. "What do you mean?" he asked dumbly, his smile still plastered on his face. "What's wrong with you? Please stop," I said as I pulled away from him. "Nothing is wrong. I'm just trying to have fun, darling," he said, leaning closer to me again. The pungent smell of alcohol hit me in the face, and I coughed. "Are you drunk?" I asked with comprehension. "Don't be so uptight, darling. It was just a couple of drinks," Thomas replied. I took a step away from him, but he grabbed my wrist and forcefully pulled me into the dance again. "Shivy, hi. How was your stream earlier? How are you? Aranel, can you please give me a wonderful shout out for Shivy? What did you get up to earlier today?" "Come on, let's have a good time." Thomas finally lost the silly grin and almost looked like himself again. He smiled at me and whispered in my ear, "I'm sorry you're upset." Although Thomas didn't try to touch me again, he did begin to lose some of his balance and sway a little. By the end of the song, I was practically holding him up. "Maybe we should sit down," I suggested. Thomas stepped back from me and slightly nodded. He was looking over my shoulder, and that dumb grin appeared again. "Why don't we go sit down?" I suggested again. Thomas continued to stare. I stepped toward him, but before I could reach him, a thick red liquid came crashing down on my head. The next sound I heard was a crash, and the punch bowl exploded at my feet. Here it comes. Thousands of eyes glanced in my direction. I turned around to see Betty Ann standing by the refreshment table laughing. Instantly, I knew it was she who had levitated the punch bowl and dumped it on me. Oh, alright, we're at the top of the page, so let me do the Stream Raiders battle real quick, and then we'll get right back to it. Let's see. Okay, we got a little bit of everything, so let's curse these guys. Good luck, everybody. Guruki doesn't even need our help, it's almost over. And there it is. Alright, Guruki gets the Buster Scroll, good job. Okay. Same style as before, just keeping it nice and simple. There you go. Have fun. Attack at will. Or I guess place at will. We'll do the attacking part later. Go, Larry, go. Yeah. The Curse of Monkey Island. Shivy, I have no idea what that is, but it sounds intriguing. Hopefully you had fun. Glad you could be here. As you saw the link from Aranel, that is a puzzle that we are doing, as you can see on my screen. If you want to do an online puzzle with us, please feel free to jump in there and check it out for yourself. I turned away from her to look at Thomas, hoping he would be my defender. Instead, my heart lurched when I saw him laughing as well. He was finding just as much enjoyment as Betty Ann. I told you that you'd regret being nasty to me, Betty Ann said as she came up to a stop in front of me. Nobody wanted you here anyway. I looked at Thomas, expecting him to say it wasn't true. I wanted him to say that he invited me because he liked me, but he just continued to laugh. Thomas, what is going on? I whispered, but I was sure I already knew the answer. The Curse of Monkey Island, it's a cool puzzle game. Played it as a kid. Okay, cool. Get to monkey around. That's fun. Did you honestly think I asked you to this dance because I liked you? He slurred, stepping closer to Betty Ann. If you thought that, you're more naive than I thought. What would possibly make you think I'd want to court you? You're a poor half-breed. Thomas stared at me with an awful grin on his face. I felt tears well up in my eyes as I stood in front of everyone at the dance, utterly humiliated. My wet hair continued to drip. You told me that you couldn't tolerate Betty Ann anymore, I whispered. Betty Ann laughed. Jane, what don't you understand? She asked, in a voice as if she were talking to a child. Thomas had no intention of courting you. In fact, he went along with my little plan quite nicely. You're such a fool. Why would Thomas leave someone like me for someone like you? You're a real laugh, Jane, and such a stuck-up prude. I would never have asked you in the first place if Betty Ann hadn't insisted upon it, Thomas added as he slipped his arm around Betty Ann and kissed her. Why? I sobbed. Why would you do this to me? What have I ever done to you? Betty Ann pulled away from Thomas. You existed, she replied hatefully. I felt a hand touch my arm. I turned quickly, anticipating another assault, but Juan stood staring at me. Jane, I'll take you back up to your room. I nodded my head as I gazed down at his black suit. His friend clutched his arm, looking at me with sympathy. I'll help you, she said. I'll help you, she said to me as she reached for my hand. Thomas stepped toward me. Juan Martinez comes to the rescue. Thomas clapped slowly. His social standing is one notch above yours. Leave us alone, Thomas. Don't you think you've done enough damage for one night? Juan asked, stepping in front of me while his friend held my arm. How typical of you to care for the poor and downtrodden. I should have expected this. But helping a half-human? It seems you Martinezes have lowered your standards. Thomas spat. Aranel attempting to multitask with 3 things with 2 devices. Jeez. Forced to hydrate. Thank you. Uh-oh. Hold on. Lost my place. Something about spitting. Where did it go? Ah, there it is. Okay. Hydrate time. Thank you. Do well to remember, Thomas, that the Martinezes are no longer poor. Money isn't everything anyway. How could I forget that stupid gem mine your father stumbled across? The money made you rich, but you'll never fit in our social class, no matter how much money you have. Thomas sneered. I don't want to be one of you. If this is how you treat... If this is how you treat good people, I don't want to be involved. Jane is better than either of you. Now excuse me. The decent and civilized people will be leaving now, Juan said. Thomas lurched forward, and I thought he was going to jump on Juan, but he didn't. Just remember who I'm connected to. I wouldn't upset me if you know what I mean, he threatened, pointing a finger at Juan. Ignoring Thomas, Juan turned away from Thomas and led me out of the dining hall, helping me up the grand staircase. I hadn't realized that I had been sobbing until Juan reached over and wiped some tears off my cheeks. Don't worry, Jane. It's okay now, he said in a soothing voice. When we reached my room, Juan's friend helped me inside. I'm going to help her get cleaned up, she said to Juan as my room door began to slide open. Then she sat me down on the vanity stool and knelt before me. Hello, Jane. My name is Helena Rodriguez, but you can just call me Lena, she said as she unsnapped my shoes and pulled them off. I'll help you with whatever you need, and I'm here if you need to talk, Lena said sweetly. I looked into her dark brown eyes and nodded. Thank you, very much, I replied. I stood as Lena unbuttoned my blue dress, which was now ruined by the red punch. My skin and hair were sticky, and I could not control my sobbing. I stepped out of my dress, and Lena held it up, unsure of what to do with it. Go get a bath, Jane, Lena said as she pointed to my bathroom. I'll take this dress to my room and try a cleaning charm my mother taught me. I hope that the stain will come out. When I come back, I'll knock 3 times on your door, so you know it's me, she said. You look so beautiful tonight. I'm so sorry for what they did. She stroked my cheek with the affection of an older sister before she left. Slowly, I walked into the bathroom defeated and weak. I didn't feel like myself. The hurt cut into my body like a knife, far worse than anything Marie had ever done. The warm water washed over my body, and I scrubbed at my skin and hair. My tears melted and formed into the water until I couldn't tell the difference. I succumbed to the internal pain that had me doubled over. How could Thomas do this to me? Their words rang in my head. You're such a fool, Jane. Why would Thomas want to court you? You're a stuck-up prude. I cried even harder, leaning my head against the side of the tub. Why would they do this to me? What did I ever do to you? I had asked, and Betty Ann had answered, You existed. The pain stabbed at me, cutting to my every core. It would be so much better for everyone if I did not exist, I thought, remembering how Marie hated my very existence as well. I finished my bath and toweled myself dry. The soft and familiar fabric of my pajamas comforted me a bit, and I wrapped my wet hair in a towel. Slowly, I walked to my bed and sat down. My eyes felt dry and sore, but I could feel more tears coming on. I wasn't sitting long when I heard the sound of Lena's knocking. Lena brought in my dress, which still looked to be in the same state as when she had left. I'm sorry, Jane. I tried everything, but the stain won't come out. I'm not sure if they added a permanent charm to the punch, Lena said as she reached for me. I allowed her to hug me, and then I retreated to my bed. Lena hung my blue dress in the closet and then came to sit next to me. I know you don't know me very well, and trust is probably hard right now, but you can trust me, Lena said, looking me in the eyes. I noticed that she had changed out of her orange party dress, and her dark brown hair was now pulled off to the side. What they did was wrong and evil. My heart aches for you, Lena said as she reached for a tissue and wiped up my tears. Thank you so much for taking care of me. I don't know what would have happened if you and Juan hadn't come to my rescue. I can't believe I was so stupid, I said, bursting into tears again. Lena reached out and pulled me into her arms. You're not stupid, she said, patting my back as I cried on her shoulder. She reminded me so much of Irene Dimple that I began to feel comfortable. It's not your fault. None of this is your fault. Betty Ann hasn't been nice from the moment I met her. I should have known she was going to be exactly the same, I sobbed. You couldn't have known, Jane. Let's get your hair out of that towel, Lena suggested. I took off the towel and hung it in the bathroom. Lena offered to brush my hair. Thank you. No one has ever done this for you before? Lena asked as she ran the brush through my wet hair. No. My mother died when I was an infant. My father remarried. Marie is nothing like a mother to me. She hates my very existence. I'm just a thorn in her side. Tonight just confirmed that I really am nothing, I said as my shoulders heaved. That's not true, Jane. Don't ever tell yourself that. You are important, Lena said, stroking my hair. Marie and all the others who have treated you badly are at a loss, Jane. I can tell that you are a great person. Thank you again, Lena. I'm really glad that you helped me tonight. I don't know how I would have gotten through it. If you don't mind me saying, you almost feel like the big sister I never had. Thank you for making me feel better. You're welcome, Jane. I figured you need someone since Josephina isn't here, Lena replied. I nodded in agreement. Lena rose from my bed and put the brush back on the vanity table. Then she returned to my side. The barbers think They can do whatever they want to people and get away with it, I said. That's because their entire family is involved in big business and the government. They are pretty powerful and hard to defy. Don't worry about Betty Ann. She isn't worth your tears. Forget about what she says because it's not important. Anyway, it's getting late, and I don't want to miss curfew, Lena said as she got up from my bed. I followed her to the door, and before she could exit, I hugged her. Thank you again, Lena, I said, holding back tears. Lena patted my arm, and then she was gone. I turned back into my empty room and took a deep breath. My body felt numb, and the pain still lingered, as I suspected it would for a while. Emptiness was all I could feel now. Empty of tears, empty from all the joy I had imagined, and empty from all I had lost, beginning with my mother's death. Well, I can't say we didn't see something like that coming now, didn't we? Absolutely crazy. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Chapter 10. Whoa, did you guys finish the puzzle already? Did I miss it? GG's, everybody. Good job. Well done. I look forward to doing another puzzle next time on the stream. Obviously, it'll be a different puzzle, but nevertheless, it's going to be pretty sweet. Well done. Just like at home, rage when someone grabs the piece you want. That is it. The whole puzzle goes flying. Jigsaw puzzles, when done as a group, Kuriki, are about teamwork. Teamwork. If any of you have watched the movie Red Notice on Netflix, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say teamwork. It sounds weird in my mouth. I was getting mad at myself for grabbing the whole dang puzzle. Yeah, I've done that more than once, Stump Papa. More than once.
Hey, Atkinson.
Yo, what's up?
You have someone lurking.
Good. Lurkers are the best.
Okay, great. Enjoy your lurk.
Have a good lurk, Stump Papa. I'll be with you in a little while. Gonna grab a snack? BRB. I hope it's a good snack. Well, an hour isn't terrible, but I'm just so very sorry that we have to stop there for tonight. We still have the Stream Raiders battle, which I will keep a diligent eye on. But unfortunately, I won't be able to do any more reading tonight. My throat is not happy at all. So, with that in mind, we still have, what is today? Today is Thursday. We still have our read on Sunday. Hopefully, I'll have some improvement before then. But I don't see my doctor until Monday. So, I'll have to see what I can do at home to try and make this better, because this is absolutely infuriating. I do a lot of talking at work, which I've been trying to avoid lately. And obviously I read books. Kinda have to talk to read a book. So, it is what it is. I'm so glad there's no stats like player X moved 120 pieces and made 40 connections. That would be evil. Yeah, that would be pretty bad. I mean, I don't think they even store that stuff anyway. Not in the free version. Although I wonder if that's a thing. If there's like a, paid version. I have no idea. No idea. And while we're at it, I'm gonna fix my lurk command. Okay, fixed. Jeepers. Didn't even realize I'd done that. I think it was just by habit. Hearts for Atkinson. Thank you, Arinel. I appreciate you all being here, even though, my voice sounds how it does. I'll have to listen back to my own VOD to figure out how it actually sounds. You sure there's a competitive one out there? Yeah. There probably is. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, how's everybody's week been, huh? Anybody get up to anything interesting? Does anyone have any fun weekend plans coming up? It's -2, and in the morning it's gonna feel like -20, -25, so that's fun. I want it to be happy.
Hey, Atkinson.
Yes?
You have someone lurking.
I know it's Arinel.
Okay, great. Enjoy your lurk.
Yes, it is fixed. The word puts is put back together. Ha ha ha. See what I did there? Puts back together. Uh-oh, why is Arinel's thingy not working?
I can speak in Japanese. Kawaii, kawaii.
Kuriki's is working. But Arinel's is not. That's interesting.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
There you go. Got it. I wonder why yours didn't work. Did I have it set for some reason? It worked plenty last time. Yeah, there's nothing saying that you can't use it more than once, so I'm not sure why it didn't work. Interesting. But there you go. Made it happen. Alright, we had about 6 minutes on Stream Raiders. So I've been thinking a little bit more about the end of the month and the whole birthday stream thing. I'm kind of on the fence as to whether I'll actually do a legit birthday stream. We'll probably still read. We'll still have Stream Raiders. We'll still have a puzzle. I might extend it a little bit and do some words on stream. But that might be it. So we'll just have to see. I once had a command that the cooldown was accidentally in hours, not minutes or seconds. Whoops. That would be just a wee bit long. Yep. You've got me second guessing now. Let me take a look. Yep, no, it's definitely in minutes. 10 minutes, just like all the others. So we should be okay. Yep. Yeah, we should be alright. So, anyway. Let's see. Chapter 11 for Sunday is called The After Effects of a Betrayal. I'm curious, Dark Angel, aka Jenna, our author, if you're still here, is there anything interesting, without giving it away, that we should know about Chapter 11? Just out of curiosity. Is there anything you can tell us that won't ruin the chapter, but would intrigue us to know more? Do an unbirthday stream? You missed the question. So, the title of Chapter 11. The After Effects of a Betrayal. Is there anything that you can tell us about that chapter without giving anything away that would cause more intrigue? Don't want to ruin the chapter, but it's a very interesting title, and I'm curious. Yeah, I hate it when the internet stops. Our whole lives run off of the internet. We need the internet. We can't have it. Alright. Just keeping an eye on our battle. Yes, there's a wild boon sweet in chat. Stunt Papa, what's your snack? What are you snacking on? And do you have enough to go around? She's dealing with what Betty Ann said, and Thomas did. Good. I got a piece of pizza, and no, sadly, it's the last piece. I had pizza for dinner, so it's okay. You don't know what else to mention? That's okay. If you can't say anything else without kind of giving it away, then say no more. Say no more. Josephine and Miguel come back for the week. That's good. Alright, so they'll be back. Maybe they'll help in devising a plan of retaliation. I had pizza for lunch today. Supervisor bought it for the crew. That's what we're talking about. Stunt Papa, if you type in what is the command? I'm forgetting now. It's the one where you can figure out how much money you have. I can't remember. Yeah, you get a free Premier Ball if you buy 10 regular Pokeballs at once. What the heck is that command? I cannot remember it. But it basically, it'll tell you how much money you have. So, anyway. Hi, Gemma. How are you feeling today? I'm about the same as I have been, honestly. Not gonna lie. I still have, my fatigue is still pretty bad. And my throat is very upset. We read a chapter tonight. And I'm having to basically stop there. But yes, I do have the green screen back. We are back in our normal office type setting. So, I'm happy about that. Makes me feel better inside. Atkinson is to become an honorary VIP. Where? VIP of what? Oh, my New Year's goal on your channel is to become an honorary VIP. But you're a moderator. Like, it's user, subscriber, VIP, mod, streamer. Like you can't get any. Yeah, you can't be both. So, I mean, if you want to spend your points on being a VIP, I can take the sword away if you really want. Gemma wants to be a VIP. How many points do you have, Gemma? Just out of curiosity. Bob Ross. Look at that, Bob Ross. Awesome. Man, we got a little bit of everything. 6.2k. Alright. Got a little ways to go, but you'll get there. Kuruki says, pick one. Hicks says, night. Thanks for reading. Have a good one. Thank you, Hicks. I hope you have a pleasant evening, too. Hopefully your workout was awesome. Hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Don't get too cold. It's going to be stupidly cold tomorrow, so... let's do Killing Field. Curse the too late. Yep, too late. Where are you guys going? Up and around, huh? Nope, okay. Well, that was pretty much of a waste of a Killing Field, so... It's negative 17 here with a wind chill. Yeah, it's going to be like that tomorrow for us. Stump Papa, I have to say again, I love being here. Such a chill atmosphere. Well, thank you, Stump Papa. That is the goal, you know? I leave it to other people to bring all the hype and all the noise. That is not my job. My job is to come from the other perspective and find a place for everyone to chill out and relax. Alright, Guriki and iBlueWave. Well done, and well done, everybody. Good job on those fights. And Stunt Mama's here as well. See, I leave it to Stunt Mama to bring the hype, okay? For those of you that don't know, Stunt Mama and Gemma are both part of the Plat Squad, which I am, and Axiom Stalker, who's just joined us in chat. They are all part of the Plat Squad. I am a humble member in the background, but I'm also co-founder of the USG, so I get to stand in two different circles, if you will. Everyone's popping in, and just at the wrong time. Sorry, guys. I'm about ready to find someone for us to go raid and say hi to. It's a short stream tonight. My throat just... I can't keep going. I know, I'm sorry. You just woke up? That's okay. Sleep is important. Sleep is important. Let's see, we raided Jelly last time. Let's see. We've raided her a couple of times, I should say. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to take care of myself, I really am. But part of taking care of myself is my mental health and my mental health gets taken care of when I hang around with you guys. So, oh, I know who we can raid. Okay. There's a new friend I made recently called Play Carrington. And I think we should go raid him. So, it's neither Plat nor USG, but I'm hoping after a while, because this guy reads books too, so I'm hoping I can convince him to come and join the USG team. So, but I want to get to know him a little bit first. So, anyway. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with me and doing the puzzle. Let's go raid this person. I'll see you all again on Sunday. If I don't see you before, I hope you have the great rest of your week and a fantastic weekend. And for Stunt Mom and Stunt Papa, I will reach out to you shortly once I've refilled my drink. But, yeah. And remember, as I always say, you can't change the world, but you can change the world for someone. So with that in mind, have a great night, take care, and we will see you next time.